In our health alert tonight, it's part of our everyday routine, of course, drinking water. But when it comes to water, is one kind better than the rest?
At first glance, they all look the same. Spring water, specialty water, that water added with electrolytes, ions, distilled water, tap water, and now something called raw water. But is it healing or is it a problem?
It can be really confusing. You know, the problem is that it's one of the biggest trends in the bottled beverage industry, you know, often called raw water. Some companies are actually selling untreated spring water they claim contains special healing properties. But is this true, or is raw water just a dangerous fad? Now, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, our drinking water is treated for a reason. That's because unfiltered water from nature, regardless of how clean it looks, is often filled with bacteria and parasites that can really make you very sick.
So how do we balance this need to stay well hydrated with a desire to drink something that tastes, well, maybe better than water?
That's an important question. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right. So a lot of people ask that. We're all made of water, Dave. So drinking, plenty of it's really critical to overall health. Now, all at the same time, the beverage industry has made a killing by selling water alternatives to the public. Raw water is only the latest. Now, whether we're talking about added minerals and electrolytes or sweeteners used to make regular water taste better, companies are turning huge profits by selling bottled water products. At the same time, many studies show that the bottled water may not be any healthier or cleaner than the water coming, guess what, from your tap, regardless of what's added. So some of these companies' claims are really overblown.
So where should people get their drinking water? Because I feel like if it says spring, then that should be a little healthier.
That's a great question. It's a really hot topic, Glenda. So these days, many different people will say different things. But I think with most things, we need to just use some common sense. So my prescription is always, if you're going to drink water from a natural source, please filter it first. Tap water is treated in America. Why? Because we've contaminated most of our natural resources. Also, if you're concerned about chemicals added to tap water, you can purchase one of the many home filtration systems in the market, and that'll do the trick. Also, stay away from products that add flavor to water. Many of them contain sugar and chemicals. Just add some lemon juice or a little bit of rosemary to your glass instead. Much better alternatives. And if you drink bottled water, please store it carefully. Some studies have now shown the chemicals from the plastic containers can leak into the water, especially in high heat. So that's important as well.
Yeah.
So what do we say to all the bottled water people out there? Clearly it's marketing and it's about dollars, but maybe not necessarily to our best health.
As a doc, I'd say, you know what, please keep drinking plenty of water. I don't want to take away from that, but also think where it comes from, right? The only difference between some of the brands we have here, between bottled water and the stuff that comes from your faucet, is really not too much difference. And the bottled water can cost you a ton more money. So use sound judgment. If you filter your water properly, it shouldn't matter when it comes from, the stream or the tap. So drink up even if from the tap, right?
Okay, we'll take your word for it.
Instead of spending all this money.
Right, and polluting all our earth.
Exactly. Keep drinking water. Just make sure you use common sense.
Thank you, Doc.
Got to stay hydrated. Doc, thank you so much.
Of course.
And if you have a question or health concern for the good doctor, you can email him at drnandy@WXYZ.com or send it to us on Facebook or Twitter, and we'll get it right to him.